Sam, obviously because of the circumstances this year, we can't, talk to you in the locker room or anything like that, and get just talk to you like people. But I'm just wondering mentally, how are you getting through this? What's your, how is your family helping you get through this support wise? What's your support system like these days? Because you just look so obviously, understandably so downcast, obviously, after these games. How are you getting through this mentally and emotionally?
Yeah, I have great teammates, great coaches to be able to talk to when, things aren't going well, and then I have great friends and great family. So and obviously a great support in other ways. So, yeah, it's just, I have really good people around me. Again, things haven't gone necessarily the way that I envisioned them or many people envisioned this year going. So, it really is just one day at a time, and that's how we're taking it. And, I'm going to continue to use the support system around me to continue to lean on.
Greg from the Post, your line is active.
Sam, I know some guys that have mentioned it in the last few weeks, but the idea of co-host, is that in the back of your mind at all and trying to avoid that these next few weeks?
The idea of what? I'm sorry, I missed you on that.
Sorry, the idea of potentially going 0-16, is that, and fighting that, is that in the back of your mind at all?
No. Like I just said, we're taking it one day at a time. It's, that's where we're at right now. We're just continuing to today we watched the tape. We tried to get better in certain areas that we felt like we could improve on. And, we're just going to continue to take it one day at a time.
Rich from ESPN, your line is active.
Hi, Sam. I have a two-part question. Obviously, there's been just a ton of speculation about the future of the quarterback position for the Jets, with the Jets having a high pick next year. How do you take that? I mean, do you take it personally, insulting, or how do you take that speculation?
No, I mean, I'm not worried about speculation or what others are saying outside of, our locker room. For me, I'm worried about playing, good football down this stretch and really taking it one day at a time and one game at a time.
And just to follow on that, I'm just wondering if you see yourself as like part of the long-term solution here, and if so, why?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I believe in myself as a quarterback and as a player in this league. Obviously, that decision isn't up to me. But I'm always going to believe in myself, and I have the utmost confidence in myself to be able to go out there and play good football on Sundays.
Connor from The Athletic, your line is active.
I was wondering how you would kind of evaluate, Sam, I was wondering how you would evaluate your 3 years here with the Jets to this point. Not necessarily team-wise or coaching-wise or what things to do. I mean, how would you evaluate yourself through these 3 years?
I don't know. Like I just said, I'm taking it one day at a time, one game at a time right now. I think, that's a big picture thought that I could maybe answer a week or two after the season.
Are there any other questions for Sam? We have a few coming in now. Al from Newsday, your line is active.
Yeah, Sam, you just said that, you believe in yourself as a quarterback and as a player, understandably so. Can you say if, how much you've been tested by that this year, how much, at times you go home when you watch the film or do whatever and you see some of your struggles, that how much has this tested you?
Yeah, I mean, it can be tough at times, but like I said, I have a great support system around me. So, and again, I believe in myself, and my abilities. So that's never going to waver.
Rich from ESPN, your line is active.
Yeah, Sam, when you look around the league, you always see examples of guys who thrive, when they move to another team. I mean, you see Ryan Tannehill, even going back. Drew Brees had a rough go with the Chargers, and then he became a Hall of Famer with the Saints. So I'm wondering, in your case specifically, I mean, do you want to be back here with the Jets next year, or do you think maybe sometimes a change of scenery might help?
No, I mean, I love it here. I love the people around here. I love living here. So, I've always said it. I want to be a Jet for life. But again, that decision is not necessarily up to me. So, but that's how I feel.
We'll take a few more questions for Sam. Greg from the Post, your line is active.
Sam, obviously there's not a lot of guys who have been through a season like this. Has there been anyone in particular that you've leaned on kind of as to how to kind of navigate this stretch?
No, not really. Again, it's just picking the brains of different people who have gone through something similar, but, this is, a little bit different. So, I'm just talking to, people who can possibly help, but it really is just taking it one day at a time and making sure that I'm focusing on getting better every day and doing what I can to, help this team win a game and continue to move the ball down the field and ultimately score touchdowns in the red zone.